Population sample. Population, the whole group of individuals, objects, or elements that you are interested in studying. Example, all STEM senior high school students in Cagayan de Oro. Target population, the actual group of interest for your study. It's usually large and may not always be fully reachable. Example, all STEM senior high school students in Cagayan de Oro City. Accessible population, the all portion of the target population that the researcher can be realistically study. Example, STEM strand students in Marayon Science High School, since the researcher can reach them. Sample, a smaller group taken from the population that represents the whole researcher studies in sample to make conclusion about the population.
Importance of a sample. Studying the whole population is very impractical and too expensive. For example, if there's 1,000 students, it is not realistic to survey everyone. That's why we use a sample, a smaller group that still represent the population. The sample size is very important. Usually, the larger are the sample, the more reliable and result. But it still depends on how research design and scope the limitation.
Guidelines in identifying sample size. There are guidelines in identifying sample size. For descriptive research, we usually get 10 to 20% of the population. For the comparative research, at least 15% per group. And for experimental research, usually 30 or more participants. So the sample size really depends on what type of research we are conducting. So here's the short explanation of the guidelines. The number of participants you need depends on the type of research. Descriptive research usually takes 10 to 20% of the population. Comparative research needs at least 15 per group. And experimental research often requires 30 or more participants. So in short, the descriptive research is small portion is okay, just to describe. And the comparative research need enough people per group to pair comparison. And the experimental needs bigger sample for strong, trustworthy results.
Determine sample size. Other way to know the sample size is by reviewing relative literature. We look at similar studies to see what sample size they use. We can also use formulas like solving formula to example if the population is 600 with 5% margin of error, the sample size is 240. Other approach is power analysis. This is more statistical and it check if sample is enough to detect an effect and reject the null hypothesis. This short explanation. There are several ways to decide on a sample size. One way is to check relative studies and see what sample size they use. Other is to apply formulas like solving formula. For example, a population of 600 with a 5% margin of error gives a sample size of 240. Finally, we can use power analysis, which is a statistical method to check if the sample is big enough to detect real effects in the study.
Random sampling. In simple random sampling, all members of the population have an equal chance of being chosen. This can be done by using random numbers, a fishbowl draw, or an online randomizer. In stratified random sampling, we divided the populations into group or strata, like by male and female, by grade level, Then we get samples proportionally from each group so all groups are fairly represented. So here is the short explanation of random sampling. Random sampling means everyone in the population has an equal chance to being selected. In simple random sampling, participants are chosen by chance, like random numbers or draw. In stratified random sampling, the population is divided into groups, like gender or grade level. And the samples are taken fairly from each group to ensure balance.
Example of stratified sampling. Here's an example. The total population is 600 junior high school students. Instead of just picking randomly, we divide them by grade level. Grade 7, 72 samples. Grade 8, 65 samples. Grade 9, 60 samples. Grade 10, 43 samples. So the total sample is 240. This shows that each grade level is fairly represented.
Sampling and procedures. Sampling is how you choose individuals from the population to be part of your study. Cluster sampling, used when studying large groups spread out over wide areas. Instead of selecting individuals directly, you divide the population into clusters like regions, schools, and districts. Then randomly choose some clusters to study. Example, divide the Philippines by regions. Choose a region and choose a division, then districts. Systematic sampling. You select every neat person from the list until you reach out the sample size. This is a simple and ensures the sample is spread out. Examples, you have 75 students and you need 25 samples. You pick every third student to be listed.
Conclusion. To conclude, population is the whole group under study. Sample is the similar group representing to population. Sampling production is the method we use to choose some sample. Create a sampling save time and money and makes or research result valuable and generable. That is what that is why sampling is very important to our research. This is the short explanation. The population is the whole group. The sampling is the similar part of the group, and the sampling production is how we select it. Good sampling save time and money will make result valued, reliable, and gerable. That way sampling is so important to our research.